Hello, my name is Mike Larimore, and I will be reviewing the book Storm of the Century, The Labor Day Hurricane of 1935, written by Willie Drye. In this review, I hope to identify the author's writing style and approach, discuss the pre-storm conditions, analyze the storm's effects, and the storm's effects on emergency management, planning, and policy in the United States. The author discusses events leading up to the storm itself, and up until about 1 year after the disaster took place. He also utilizes first-hand eyewitness accounts of the storm from Keys residents, World War I veterans, and public officials involved in the storm. To give you some background, in 1935, the Florida Keys were also known as the end of the earth. Also, the year 1935 was some of the worst times of American economics in the form of the Great Depression. The Depression affected almost all Americans, including World War I veterans, some of which had been unemployed since the end of the Great War. To give you some background, on July 28, 1932, about 43,000 bonus marchers assembled in protest in Washington, D.C. to demand President Hoover pay them bonuses for their service in World War I. This payment was originally awarded in 1924 in the form of certificates the veterans would not be able to redeem until the year 1945. Given the Depression, the vets needed immediate funds. This protest eventually led President Roosevelt to give some of the veterans their work through a New Deal program. The program focused on building infrastructure in the Florida Keys. During the program's life, the housing of vets in the Keys was hurried and lackluster, to say the least. The unnamed storm struck the upper Florida Keys on September 2, 1935, after developing quickly over the Atlantic only a couple hundred miles to the east. It was eventually labeled an act of God, and to date remains one of the most intense storms recorded. It was a Category 5 hurricane, the strongest sort, with winds of 200 miles per hour, an extremely low barometric pressure of just 892 millibars, and one of only 3 Atlantic Category 5 storms in the 20th century. The official death toll was around 400 people, about half of which were the World War I bonus marchers I mentioned before. The storm left a lasting influence on the American psyche as well as emergency management techniques. Weather prediction techniques and sciences were focused on for years following the storm, and building codes, particularly for extreme weather-prone areas, were strengthened in characteristic and enforcement. The public perception of the governmental response was very negative, drawing very harsh criticism similar to that of Hurricane Katrina of 2005. The book was very well written, and I highly recommend it. Thanks again for watching.